Hello, everyone. Welcome to this brand new stream with one of India's finest trainers, Grandmaster Vishnu Prasanna. And what we are focusing on today is how a world class trainer focuses on the openings. What is his take on the openings? But first of all, my friend Vishnu, welcome to the stream. Vishnu, welcome, Vishnu. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think there is some lag, but yeah, thanks for having me, Sagar.
Is there a
You'll
lag?
con-
Is there a lag?
I don't think so. Now it's probably okay, I guess. Yeah,
Now it's okay. Okay, I'm going to ask the viewers if everything is fine. Please let me know if the sound and all is okay. And if it is fine, we will begin with the stream. But first of all, I must introduce Vishnu over here. There are very few grandmasters in the world of chess who can be introduced not as a GM but as something else. Vishnu is one of them. He is a very strong player. He's a GM, but his credentials are even much better as a trainer. He's trained some of the best players in the world. One of them being the second youngest GM of India, of the world in the history of chess, D. Gukesh, and Adhiban, when he played amazingly well in Vaikanze, Vishnu was his second. He was his trainer. Also Surya Ganguly trainer. So I mean, it's a never-ending list. Yeah, I mean, you can take Leon Mendonca, Rathan Vale,
yeah.
so many great players.
Thanks for that long intro, Sagar. And yeah, I've had some good students. Yeah,
Yeah, of course. Guys, if you can just let me know if Vishnu's voice is lagging or not lagging, just so that we can begin. Um, and at the same time, I would like the moderators to put in the link to Vishnu's YouTube channel, because I think that's one of the best resources for learning chess. And right now, Vishnu has around, what is it? Vishnu, let me check how many subscribers.
thanks to your shout out today, I got a few hundred, but I don't know where I went.
No, I'm going to, so it's GM Vishnu Prasanna. The link is in the description. And right now, Vishnu has 352 subscribers. Our aim is that by the end of this show to cross 500, but by the end of all people seeing it off stream and all, it should cross 1000. So that's the aim. Vishnu, not that Vishnu wants all of this. He's like, okay, I can stream alone, I'm happy with that as well.
Nothing of that sort. Yeah,
But
nothing of that sort. I'm not good at uh, promoting anything. Yeah, including myself.
yeah, he doesn't like promoting, and I would love to promote him. So few words about
Thanks,
Vishnu
Sagar. Yeah.
on my own, which is my experience. First of all, when chessbase India had just begun, and we started with the first chessbase India show, and that was in my house. And when I used to ask people, will you join it?
Also, the just based in the office, Sagar. You know,
Not office, studio.
studio, yeah, which is your living room.
So I used to say, welcome everyone to the studio, and actually we are in some of my room with completely walls peeled off from the back and stuff like that. And Vishnu was the first one who said, yes, I will do it. And he came on the first show as well as on the second show, which kind of boosted my confidence to do these things more. So I'll indebted to him in that respect. And also, when I was on the verge of becoming an IM, and I had a bad tournament, it was Vishnu's very wise words which helped me to come out of the trauma of having missed the norm. Like I had missed the norm by just a small margin. So all of these things have really helped me, and I'm very happy that Vishnu is here to guide all of you. Okay, so by the way, guys, please stop spamming about everything else. We are right now focused on Vishnu's teachings. Vishnu, what are you going to teach today?
Just some decisions I've taken in opening preparation, and yeah, just how I approach the opening, and yeah, when I look at an opening, what do I decide, and how do I decide such things, and how do I decide to play it, how would I decide to not to play something,
Okay.
stuff like that.
All right. So let's begin with the first game. This is Praveen Thipse versus Vishnu Prasanna.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
tell us about the background of this game.
I think I was having a decent tournament so far. This was an interesting tournament for me. Uh, I always like to experiment, Sagar, and okay. So I was having a decent tournament so far, and Praveen Tipse, I had good score against him, but he's a very strong and solid player, and yeah, it's hard to, and he has a very fixed repertoire. So I was kind of expecting Bishop E2, but I was not expecting his seventh move.
Okay. So
Bishop E2, E5, Knight.
So let me
Knight
let
F3,
me
yeah.
make the moves first. It's the Sicilian Najdorf, and Vishnu is black. Praveen Tipse is white. By the way, Surya Sekhar Ganguly is in the house. Good to see Vishnu is going to talk about opening preparation. I'm eagerly waiting. That's what Surya is saying.
That's an inside joke there. Don't. Yeah.
What's the inside joke? It's like Surya does extensive opening preparation, and Vishnu always says, "Don't prepare
I
openings."
discourage him. I discourage him.
And here you are talking about opening prep.
Yeah, not really. I mean, this Surya would laugh at this, or probably most players would, because you had Setu, you had Amin Basim, and what they're doing is very different. I'm just making some strategies. It's not about deep lines or anything like that. Just to make some strategy to play against the other guy, you know.
Right.
And
So it's
yeah,
not just
so
theory, but it's more about mindset, and you're going to delve
exactly.
deeper into it. By the way,
Yeah, exactly.
all those who know Praveen Tipse, whatever Sicilian you play against him, he's usually going to play Bishop E2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
E5.
He's going to play. So Knight F3 was popular at the time, and actually, I wanted to win this game, and before the game, I looked at a lot of options to trying to confuse him, but I decided every time I try to confuse him, I'm ending up slightly worse and in a comfortable position for him. So I thought, equalize first, and sometimes that's even a very nice idea.
So
And
this is what I remember. So, like once I saw this DVD by Gary Kasparov on ChessBase about Queen's Gambit declined, and Gary said Grunfeld, King's Indian, all of this is nice, but sometimes you have to play the QGD and just equalize.
Yeah, even Fisher has said that you have to equalize with black first, and then only you can take over. And so it's kind of necessary, I think. So yeah, so basically I stop at some settled portion. I stop my preparation at some settled portion, when there is clarity and we both know what we are playing for.
Right.
So I had all this prepared: Bishop G5, Bishop. This is all normal.
Takes.
And also, yeah, basically every opening I believe is based on every opening or every variation is based on some simple strategy only. Because as black, you make some concession and then you have to pay for it. That's what I believe. For example, if you play French, your bishop is bad. If you play Caro-Kann advance, then your bishop on f5 comes out, but your bishop doesn't go back to the queen side. And when you play c5, and there is trouble. Yeah. So in the same way, in the variation we're saying now, black has played e5, but he has considered the d5 square.
So you mean in this position, he has e5, which is like taking equal space in the center, but he has a weak square here and a backward pawn.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to so basically what we have to do is find a way to fix whatever we have conceded. And so I was still prepared actually, and these were pretty normal moves, and my preparation went somewhere around queen into d5.
Okay. So rook f d1, knight d7, knight d5, rook c8. By the way, we have Surya who says in the chat, guys, if you want to say Anirban 1, then please go elsewhere and say, here it is no connection with the topic. Be sensible, be a gentleman. Surya is amazing. I love when he says these things. And Surya, thank you so much for that. Also, Anirban is a good friend, and he's a very nice comedian and a chess player. But right now, what we need to learn from Vishnu is openings, and really, guys, you wouldn't get such an opportunity to ask him good questions and learn from him. This is the best time. Okay, so rook c8, c3, bishop
I
d4.
have to. These guys are making me curious to go and see that game as well. But after the stream, guys, we'll watch it after the stream. And is that a surprise that you won? Why are they so excited?
No, it's like, in that tournament, which is like this comedians tournament, anyone can win any game. So it's like, there's no favorites. Very few are favorites. So everyone is very
Okay. Yeah.
curious who would win what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, b5. So basically, I mean, yeah. So I've considered the d5 square, but you can say that the only reason black is doing okay here is because the knight is on f3. If the same knight was on e3 or somewhere closer to the d5 square, I would probably be at least slightly worse, if not more. And yeah, so my guess was that these portions require actually, in my opinion, a lot of prophylaxis from white. And actually, you have to spend a lot of time, and yeah, you have to be very patient in bringing the knight to d5. If you bring it too early, like white did in the game, you're going to end up worse actually. So what white has to do is be very patient and be very prophylactic. First, you have to stop all of black's d5 efforts. And some point you will be uncoordinated, and then you start to trying to bring the knight to d5.
Okay.
If you do it too early, then you're going to be worse, like what he did in the game.
So
So
my
I thought this was where
understanding.
my chances lay. Maybe he will make a mistake and try to, because the position is pretty quiet otherwise. So I was hoping my chances lie there. Maybe you'll try to bring it very early, and maybe I can overtake him at that point.
Okay, so what Vishnu, I think what I understand from this is that structurally white is better because this is a weak square, this is a backward pawn. But the thing is that black is going to create counterplay by maybe putting his knight to f6, maybe queen b6, a5, before something comes on the queen side. And essentially white has to play very carefully, otherwise black really takes over.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Exactly.
so queen d2 was played here.
Yeah. So I'm just I played queen b6. I want to focus all my pieces on the d5 square. Like I said, I made a concession, so I have to put everything there. So knight f6, rook f d8, just like you said, and maybe rook c5. So knight e1, I was very happy to see this.
Okay.
This is the kind of move that. So he's getting ready to go to e3, knight c2, knight e3.
Yes, that would be his dream, like if he can get here.
Yeah, or knight c2, knight b4, because knight e3 there's bishop g5 maybe. So knight c, and also he has bishop g4 ideas next, annoying me, and I really don't want to go into that bishop versus knight portion. So
if
all of these things
here,
yeah,
then bg4 might be strong.
yeah. So it's important that I start with knight f6 also. Knight f6. So now I'm already better, I think, actually, because see, one mistake like this and he gets into serious trouble. I mean, these portions are considered very quiet, but they can also be very dangerous actually for the white side.
Right.
So yeah, now I just take over very quickly actually in the game. And
Vishnu, my understanding is that now that I have put my bishop on f3 and controlling d5, you would not get that move, and I'm going to play knight c2, knight e3 and play knight d5, or knight c2, knight b4 and play d5. So how are you going to stop this?
yeah, once you put the knight on e1, I'm looking for a concrete way to do that actually, because to me, you simply cannot make such a move, because you don't only when you have a big advantage you can make such long plans. You cannot make long plans when the position is equal, because your opponent is going to have some sort of counterplay.
Right.
So that's kind of a logic. And so I'm just looking for a way, and I found it also, because these moves are very natural for a knight off player also, playing d5 and opening up the position.
So I'm going to ask the viewers here to think what they should do. Do you think it's a good moment?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so black to move here. How should black try to do something before white can get this control, or from b4 and settle his knight when. Okay, it's still not the end of the story. Black would still be okay, but here black can take over the initiative like Vishnu did. Um, okay, so try to think how should black play here.
Yeah, so we have to do something before the knight comes to e3 or b4. I think they're getting that already. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Vansh Agarwal says, "What is Black going to do against the knight maneuver?" Exactly, Vansh. That's the question. Ilam Parthi has a very nice idea here. He suggests the move d5. We will come to it. I guess Vishnu can
yeah.
also talk a bit about it. Vansh also
Yeah,
says,
most of them are reasonable moves actually. And yeah.
Rook f d8 and d5. These are the two main moves which are being suggested in the chat. But
Yeah.
no one is suggesting the move that Vishnu made. Nice. Okay.
I think rook f8, white would just play queen e2. And I don't have the idea that I played in the game.
Okay.
It's a little bit slow maybe.
So everyone's saying d5, ed, and e4. Is this a good way to continue?
Yeah, probably. But e4 is that d6? I'm not sure. If d6 is that, then probably not. e4, I think I was probably concerned with d6. And it's not clear how I'm okay there.
Okay. So what Vishnu did here, and I think maybe
Yeah, nobody has said the
no
move
one.
for some reason.
Lyndon Mendonca has said, but it's not Lyndon, guys. It is a
Yeah.
younger version of him. It is Leon Mendonca. His son has
Yeah.
mentioned this move. Leon says Rook c4. Very good, Leon. By the way, guys, I must mention
Leon is a knight of expert.
Knight of Expert, also Vishnu student, and a great violin player, and currently locked down in Hungary. So
Winning tournaments.
no one is able to play tournaments, but he is not just playing them. I mean, over the board tournaments, he's also winning them over there in Hungary.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good to have you here, Leon. So Rook c4, attacking the e4 pawn.
His father also says good moves sometimes. You don't know, so you have to check with him.
maybe it's his father here. Yeah, Lyndon.
Yeah.
Queen e2, and now d5. Right moment he broke the center. b3. Because now if you take, then I think e4 is very strong, right?
Yeah, e4 is just there's no d6 basically compared to the other variation. And even I don't even have to take the pawn back in. I do have e3 here. I think you can't play bishop g4.
Yeah, e3 attacking here and also creating
And
problems.
ef2 and bishop c4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So b3, and now you took the pawn, ed5, and
Yeah.
completely
Yeah, my
taking
bishop on
over,
e7.
no? Completely taking over
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, this is risky. I mean, you have to be very patient with white in this lane, I think. As you have to be patient with black. It's just a very slow game. If you make one move that is like knight e1 here,
Yeah.
and so it's not easy to judge it. I mean, white is a very strong player, but he could also lose his sense of danger in the position. It looks like a quiet position, but it's not really.
How would you continue here as white? I mean, I'm curious to see, because knight e1 seems very natural.
I'll try to bring the bishop to b3, probably bishop d3, c2. I have to keep the knight on bishop d3, queen e2, and a4. Ideas like that, maybe.
Okay. By the way, guys, I must mention that Vishnu never uses engines. Never, maybe an overstatement, or is that correct, Vishnu?
When I have to travel with Surya to the World Cup, I can't stick to my boss. But yeah, we played cards there actually, so maybe it's almost never.
So he doesn't like engines, and basically
No, it's not. I don't like engines. I have a bit more faith on the head.
in your head. Yeah, that's what I
Not
mean.
in.
He doesn't like or dislike, that's apart from the point. He doesn't use them, and his students also don't use them. For example, when I was speaking with Gukesh and I told him, Gukesh, so which engine do you use? And Gukesh was by that time a GM already, and Gukesh said, engine, I don't use engines. And I'm like, what, you are a GM, you haven't used engines ever? And he was like, yes, I use my brain, just like how Vishnu said right now. So he's not just creating champions, but he's also training them to be very much self dependent, not dependent
Yeah,
on
without
engines.
that, yeah, that is the definition of a champion, bro.
Being self dependent, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Surya has given a suggestion saying that what about a4 instead of knight e1 here?
Yeah, a4 is also possible, I think.
It's a possible move. And then maybe softening
Knight
up
f6. Yeah.
the queen side a bit, knight f6, and the game goes on. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's go to the next game. I think the major.
I mean, not a lot of players can control a position, I think. And you see a lot of top guys winning with white in these positions, but they have tremendous control. They can, they are very good at curbing counterplay. And so if you play the same position with white, you should have, it's just a fair warning that you should also be able to do that.
Okay.
And it's not easy with white also.
So the biggest learning from this position is that yes, there is a weakness. Yes, this is a weak pawn, but don't rush into it. Look for your opponent's counterplay options and try to play steady
Yeah.
chess. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So next one is another interesting battle we are going to see. This is Vishnu Prasanna White taking on none other than the great Nigel Short.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah. Nigel is a very interesting. Yeah. It was an interesting game. And he's a very, I was able to predict this one also actually, to a fair point because yeah, I don't know why actually. It's probably mostly intuitive, and also Nigel is, if he decides to be classical, he can do something of he can do play some weird openings. But if he decides to be classical, he just puts the piece in the center and plays, and kind of you can read that he, like, if he decides to play classically, he does some Benoni and some. But we are playing in the last round of the Open. I was playing for I was winning the category prize. If I, the 2450 to 2550 category prize.
okay.
And probably Nigel was playing for nothing. So I thought he wouldn't do anything crazy. Or the Benoni, he wouldn't put all of his energy and just play something normal. And we have played a couple of times before this. And the thing is that I never tested him. I mean, I always used to get a slightly better position, but I could never break through before this game. And yeah, so but this time I managed.
I must tell the viewers that Nigel Short is World Championship challenger, has played the World Championship against Gary Kasparov in 1993, and so an absolutely great player. And Vishnu played against him in 2018 at Isle of Man Open in the final round. Vishnu is white here, and Nigel usually plays either Nimzo or Queen's Gambit declined and all these sort of classical openings.
Yeah, sometimes he does the Benoni or he can play anything actually. He's obviously a very strong player, and he can surprise you. But I don't think there was any need for him for in this game. So maybe I could see that he was going to.
Okay, so d5.
And there was a player called Rakmanov. That's something I do actually very often. I just even in the quietest lines there is some expert. Before this Bishop D2 Nimzo, I mean Bishop D2 Nimzo became popular. Sandeepan was already played so many games. So there's always some guy analyzing some variation, and he's played a lot of games. I think Rakmanov played a lot of games here, and I thought it was interesting. So why not?
I know Rakhmanov. I played with him with black. Same line I played, and he crushed me
Okay.
with white pieces. He's a positionally very strong player, and he likes to play these little kind of small edge positions.
Yeah, yeah,
By the way, I must give a shout out to Anshuman Das, who's just contributed 5,000 rupees through Super Chat. Anshuman Das, I must say, is one of the biggest promoters of chess, in terms of supporting through Super Chats on various streams. I've seen him He's contributed 10,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, so on. And Anshuman, thank you so much for always supporting creators, no matter who they are. Some are, doing it, chess for fun. This is serious stream, but you are always there to support. Thank you so much. By the way,
So I'm
yeah, Vishnu.
having me here makes it serious, I guess. Or what is that?
No, not having you here, but I think in general, like we had it with Surya, we had it with Seturaman. Also, I mean, in general, the
Yeah.
things you are talking about are really very, very important. I would say serious, more than serious. It's high level chess that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, Surya says Sandeepan played about 46 games in BD2.
Yeah. Yeah. Sandeepan is incredible. I mean, that way somebody is always analyzing. So there is something there. I mean, when a strong player like that is repeating something, there is some. It means that there must be something there. So that's my logic actually. When I look at somebody who's constantly going somewhere, yeah, it will usually definitely work for me, I think.
Yeah, so in this
And
position,
I would like to have a look also. Yeah.
BD2 is what Sandeepan likes to play.
Yeah.
But you went A3.
Yeah. This was E3 D5 is not the most popular way to get to the position I played it. I got in the opening, but yeah, E3, yeah, Nigel is playing something, but yeah, very classical stuff. Some 50-year-old stuff, and I didn't want to play that. I played something that is also maybe 30-year-old stuff, but yeah, still
I remember
playing to Rajesh.
there is this famous game, Botvinnik Capablanca from Avro
Yeah,
1938 in this line.
yeah,
And ever since I saw that, I was like, white is better in this structure. He takes on d5, he puts his bishop on d3, knight goes to e2, he castles. But then I started to understand black also has his share of play. I mean, it's not so
yeah,
simple.
yeah. It's not simple at all. Wasn't yeah. So I played castle bishop d3. I don't want to play the cd5 stuff.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get him out of something. I mean, let him think and play. I mean, he would be very thorough probably. He would remember Capablanca, all these games. He would remember like 40, 50 games of these great players and play. But yeah, here maybe it wasn't so popular.
Yeah. So takes
Yeah,
c5.
yeah. So putting the knight on e2. There are some games actually. And this portion is not so simple. Complex middle game. So obviously has played knight f3 here, I think. Some people have put the knight on f3.
Yeah.
I think this was also Magnus Anand in some World Rapid.
Okay.
So yeah, some high level games are there. So I put the knight on e2. Somewhere I have to catch, yeah, somewhere I want to play e4, yeah, in an ideal world.
You mean if you can make that happen, like say knight g3?
Yeah, yeah, knight g3, e4, something like that. So next few moves were pretty logical in that sense. Both sides are preventing. Queen c7, yeah, bishop a2, b6, castle. I could predict that he would do this actually because
How?
because he's very fundamental in his thinking, and basically he'll play the simplest way, and he knows what is the strategy. And so once I mean, what can I say? He's very fundamental. He's very classical in that thinking that he will not do anything rash here, but he'll develop his pieces to sound squares and see what happens after that. That's one way of approaching the opening, and you can't hurt yourself much by doing that, because when you follow the fundamentals to a certain extent, it's like an insurance, right? It's like an insurance. Nothing too terrible can happen, but maybe you'll not equalize completely, but nothing terrible can happen to your boost.
Right. So when you play in the center and you develop your pieces
Yeah,
towards it, it's always, you can be slightly worse, but nothing worse than that. By the way, I should tell the viewers that you might hear a small background sound in Vishnu's when he's talking. That's because in his house there is his wife Rakvi, who's teaching, who has an online camp going on, and where nearly 30 students are being taught by her. So Vishnu, you should also shout a bit so that her students
I'm
also.
about to lose my title as the best trainer in the world. or whatever you put it on the best trainer in India, right?
No,
World class trainer,
best trainer in the
world class.
house. That would be the worst title to use. Not world. I mean, world is what is world in the.
Yeah, nobody knows. Anyway, today I lost that title. Best trainer in the house title I lost. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so by the way, Vishnu's wife is Raghavi. She's a doctor, but also a WIM. And I think at some point, Vishnu and Raghavi together were the strongest Indian chess couple. I guess they still are close to it, but now Vijay and Sriram Jha are slightly ahead.
Yeah.
Bishop A6.
That's the record we are all pending. Bishop A6, Bishop B2. Yeah, kind of. I want to play C4, D5, and he's trying to stop that. You can see.
C4, D5. Okay. Knight C6.
Yeah. I mean, something wrong. I mean, and this is kind of instructive because even when he played by the fundamentals, he hasn't probably completely equalized it. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. He would play just the basic moves and maybe he will just play the basic move and then I can get something.
Right.
So here you can say that I got something. Maybe there is some move order subtlety here which allows black to equalize. But yeah, this is not what the right way, I think. Something wrong is probably already, but it's still not too bad.
So you went
Okay,
rook
so
C1.
yeah, my idea is to play C4 and D5. And yeah, eventually push.
So he did.
And my bishops become very happy after that, right?
I mean, one bishop would become sad because after C4, D5, this bishop would become very active, but this bishop would get blocked.
Yeah, I would put it on B1 later. I mean, there's a game, I think Kramnik Tivyakov,
Yes.
if I'm not
Yes.
wrong. And that is a very instructive just in the structure.
Okay. Okay. So knight A5, C4,
C4. Yeah.
and here it's not, you're not losing.
Yeah, this was
a
his
pause.
best chance. This was his best chance, I think. And this is losing to a tactic. C into D4, I would play knight D4. And knight C4 is losing to. Let's try some move. Bishop C4. I think bishop C4, knight C4, knight B5, queen C5, and then bishop F6.
Okay, interesting. And now I can't take here because of queen G4.
Yeah, even if you take the bishop, you lose the knight because of queen G4.
And
Fascinating geometry. The queen's route to C4 is through G4. How beautiful is that?
yeah, absolutely. Very nice. And somehow it's just lost, yeah, like this position for black.
Yeah. But this was probably his best chance. And like I said, he followed the fundamentals, he's slightly worse. And he should probably, nothing terrible has happened, but it moves, his move worsens things, I think.
I think he should not take on C4 here and just play this position, yeah, slightly worse position.
Yeah, that's what I think, yeah.
So rook F D8. But now you got in the
Knight C4 loses also to the same idea. So yeah, rook F8, now I got D5.
You mean should I just check that, like
Yeah, you can show them.
knight D4, knight C4, take
Bishop C4, bishop C4 and knight B5.
knight B5.
And then bishop F6 again.
Yeah. So rook F D8, D5.
Yeah. Queen E7.
Now
And this was the hardest move in the game. You cannot believe how much time I spent. After Queen E7.
Okay. So good point to ask our viewers, yes?
So I was prepared till C4. I knew C4 was good for me and it's going to be okay. But yeah, rook F8, D5, I was happy. And after Queen E7, I have to find a way forward, right? So.
Okay, so guys, you are in Vishnu's shoes. You're playing a world championship challenger, former world championship.
Probably quite not a simple move to understand also, but yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Give it a try, guys.
Give it a try. What would you play here as white? And while you think, I'm going to read out something. Siddhant Shatau says, and Aditya Tyagi, both of you, shout out to both of you for being here. Uh, Leon and Surya are discussing. They didn't know that Ragvi is having, like, she taught chess and stuff like this, and she has a stream. And Surya says, "How else
She
you
doesn't have one.
thought Vishnu became so strong?" You know, so the credit for your strength as a trainer and a player goes to Ragvi, of course.
Yeah, I can't deny that on record. Off record, we can talk.
So, guys, what do you play? Prasad Nidu Kala says bishop e5 here. Okay, that's
Bishop e5. Black would play ed5, I think.
yeah, ed5 looks strong. Up,
We're not interested in giving up that bishop. We want that bishop.
yeah. Arko Prabha Banik says knight f4, but I think that also doesn't work. Yeah, like ed5 is
Yeah.
strong. Um, yeah, yeah. Waiting for the move. It's not so simple here. Uh, Omkar Chakradev says nf4, nh5 and bb1, like I attack that way, like maybe sacrifice a few pawns but go nf4 and knight h5 bishop b1. Ilam Parthi
Yeah.
says ng3, also RS Ajay says ng3.
What if I take ed5?
So
And
ng3 if ed5, what's your idea here?
Suyog Wag. Yeah.
Suyog Wag has the right move.
Yeah.
I didn't check. Where is he? Where is he? Ah, Suyog, very strong player. John Wong also is a strong player. He says ng3. Suyog and Pratham
Yeah.
Chess and Lalit Adyanar Bomnathan. Rookie one. Vishnu, explain to me this move. I just don't understand it.
So basically, he's always threatening ed5 right now. And I want to build a center, right? So ed5, there's kind of a threat inherent in the position, and that is ed5, cd5, knight d5, bishop e2, and if you put the rook on f1, you can see that.
Okay, that way. So if I play h3, then ed,
Yeah,
cd, knight d5, bishop
bishop d5
d5,
and bishop e2.
and bishop e2.
Yeah, but I spend most of my time calculating e4 actually in this position.
Okay.
And knight into e4, some knight g3. Not sure what's going on here actually, even after the game. But I think black should be okay. Knight g3, f g3. My point is that all your pieces are clustered on the queen side, and probably this doesn't work. And I couldn't make it work. During the game, I wasn't too happy about the variations I was seeing. And that's why there was some fascinating. e4, knight e4, rook e1 is a move, actually.
Sorry, e4, knight e4, rook e1.
Yeah, so just pouring fire on this and
Yeah.
seeing what happens.
Yeah.
But these were all looking very messy to me. Queen h4, knight g3, I don't know. ed5, also cd5 or knight g3.
Vishnu, these variations which you say are all not computer checked, yeah? This is all your
nothing is
thinking.
computer check. I don't. Yeah.
What a
don't
guy.
know.
I mean, guys, even if you don't learn any chess today, okay, even if you don't learn any openings today, please take this rule with you or this suggestion to think with your brain, to think on your own. Because look at the complex position and look at how Vishnu is suggesting the moves. He's like, he's not even saying, I have not checked it with the engine or anything. It's just like, this is chess. This is chess without, I don't know how to put it. It just gives me goosebumps. When someone in this age doesn't use engines and still can confidently call out moves, I haven't seen so many people like that.
Actually, I have suffered from this, and that is kind of why I gave up. And you can say that actually. Gukesh is probably a bit ahead of me and wiser, because I used to be heavily dependent on engines, and I kind of lost, you can even say, good ability to find ideas. I don't think it's because of the engines or anything. It's because I overused them probably. I don't know. And because I was over dependent on them at one point, and now I'm on the other side. But yeah, you have to know how to use them. That's kind of only thing I would say.
You should know how to use
If you
them,
want to use
and
them.
then you can choose not to use them. So that's
Yeah, you can choose. You can choose.
Yeah. Okay, so rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1. Now all these, like they say, thread is stronger than the issue. Now all my e4 ideas are becoming extremely strong, and so Nigel wanted to close the portion. The game itself is pretty interesting. Maybe we can look at it.
So instead of e5, e5 wouldn't be a good move. Yeah, here it just.
Yeah, it's possible actually, but I would just go knight g3 anyway. I even have the idea of f4 here. F4 opens up the portion. It's a game, but I have a stable advantage right now. It's clear that I have an advantage.
Yeah. So he went knight e4.
Yeah, knight g3. Yeah, f6. He wants to close the portion.
And now black would love to get his knight to d6. Yeah, like that would be nice.
Yeah. Still, it doesn't solve the problems, I think.
But you are very quick.
Really?
You play f4.
Yeah. I expose the other weaknesses that have been created. Every move you're creating a concession, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when your position is bad.
Rook e8.
Rook f1.
Rook f1.
Yeah. A lot of nice maneuvers after this, but so now you can see that I'm on the upside. Every move of us is defending move. Every move of mine is going forward. Every move is retreating. And the only weakness I had, which was c4, wasn't real weakness, but I was defending that. But I don't. There's no pressure on it anymore. So clear sign that I'm getting ahead.
Yeah. So after fe, I'm now going to ask the viewers as how should white continue here, because white has got everything in the game. He has a queen, nicely placed bishop, also rooks. So Vishnu, do you think good moment for them to think?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Actually, some interesting plans come up after this in the game.
Yeah, yeah. So white to move here. What do you play here? That's the question. Narayanan Srinivasan says if not using engine, it's considered you are outdated. This is a completely different version. Yeah. Well, that's what Vishnu does to you. He makes you think outside the box. He is like, so this is your logic in life. It's all wrong. You should think differently.
Yeah, that's a good way to even train yourself actually. And actually, that's what happens when you play chess also. You have a belief and you understand this is how chess works, and you go to the board and it doesn't work like that. And basically, that's how you learn.
True, true.
And yeah, so you good if you're destroying your beliefs also in some way. Yeah, it could be maybe if you can find evidence of the opposite of your belief, right? Then you're learning something new.
If you can find the evidence which is opposite of your belief, then you are learning something. My God, that was deep.
Maybe,
That was deep.
yeah, I don't know if it was deep, but it's also logical, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of people think bishop into e5. There's some tactic coming in the position. I don't know if that works here.
Yeah, that's tempting, but he has an intermezzo, g6, right? Yeah.
And
And
and then you lose.
I worked too hard to give up my bishop. That bishop is going to win us the game. You can't give it up
Yeah.
by missing an intermezzo. Yeah.
Don't miss such easy moves. Someone has Soumyajit Das says g4 with the idea of rook c3, rook h3. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting actually. That's interesting.
Elam Parthi, I think, says the move that you mentioned, which is
Yeah,
rook c2. I mean, which you played in the game.
yeah. G4 would be a nice idea, but there's also a conflict of ideas here. So knight d6 is about to attack my e4 pawn. So I have to put my rook on f2 in time so that he cannot take on e4. That's the logic of my play. It's not just a maneuver or something like that. There is also some idea behind it, concrete idea behind it. So if you see the game in the same position, my rook is on f2, rook c2, knight d6, rook f5. He cannot take on e4 at the moment because of rook f7, I think, and probably crashing through.
Yeah.
And bishop e5 is coming next, and a lot of ideas. So there's some. I don't want to allow him to take on e4, and that's why I have to be a bit faster than g4, rook c3, rook h3.
So also you can begin with rook f2 here. Uh, and I think Leon was
Yeah, maybe.
suggesting bishop b1, but I guess knight d6, and maybe it doesn't help so much.
No, it's a decent move, I think, maybe. But I don't think there's anything wrong with bishop b1. But yeah, probably another way to play. I was concerned about h6 ideas. Bishop b, knight d6, h6. You can go with queen g5, but maybe I'm just seeing ghosts. Usually in the game, what happens is you just see an attractive idea and you play it. You don't look for another one. So maybe bishop b1 is also good.
Yeah. Okay. So knight d6, rook f2, g6, queen h6, bishop g4, and I think we'll quickly go to the end of
Yeah,
this game. So the
that was Leon's maneuver actually.
now you did his maneuver, which was to put the bishop on
Yeah,
d3,
yeah,
control everything. Bishop c1, rook f6. It's very pretty how you completely tied him up, tied him down, and then
yeah. That was the final maneuver. Very nice
I
actually.
didn't. I should have not made it. I'm sorry, but yeah,
Yeah,
this bishop is the worst piece right now, and you activate it. Very nice,
yeah.
brilliant play.
Nigel is actually very underrated, and he has some very interesting ideas on everything. In chess, also his approach is very unique. So it was nice to win a game against him.
Yeah, the point is after takes, you have queen g5 and you win this rook, and that's why he resigned. What a game, Vishnu! Amazing game.
The opening part, I could read him. I could read what he was going to do, and just playing against him.
You know what Vishnu does whenever he plays a good game, and you say, "Great game, Vishnu, great game," and then Vishnu says, "Yeah, okay, what's the big deal?" Like he's super, super calm. I mean, you send him into a room full of people who are like full on energy, and Vishnu brings that calmness into the thing. I've never seen you. I've never seen you like agitated or shouting.
Yeah, there are many jokes, the internal jokes about my excitement levels or my expression of excitement. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, let's not go there. Yeah. You know me.
Surya says,
Let's try Akash's game actually.
okay, let's look at Akash's game. Surya says, try seeing any game without engine. Your brain will function in a different way. It is usually best way to follow any game without engines.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get better, I think. Somebody says I'm a devotee of God Vishnu. This is not me. That's not me, but yeah.
Yeah. That's another discussion with Vishnu about God. I think we spoke about it once. Yeah, a lot of
Maybe.
actually getting Vishnu on stream and not discussing chess is also an idea at some point, and discussing philosophy or discussing
Yeah.
life as such. But maybe for the next time that could be an idea.
Yeah. You should come to my channel, Sagar. We'll do a podcast on that.
uh,
I can talk any nonsense on my channel.
no, you should. Earlier, Vishnu was like, oh, no one comes to my channel, and so I can talk anything. But now, Vishnu, at this very moment, you have 413 subscribers, guys. 87
Yeah.
subscribers more is what we want. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. So please,
Yeah.
uh,
Thanks to everybody who's joined.
we should get it up to 500 by the end of this stream, and 1000 is the aim eventually, because look at his content. He's going to discuss calculation tomorrow over there. If you can, if he's discussing calculation, you have to be there listening to him. Okay, so Funny Verma says Vishnu's explanation for candidate endgames are super.
Okay.
I agree.
Thanks for watching. Actually, that gave me the gave me confidence to start the channel.
To start streaming.
Okay,
To
let's do
start
it.
streaming, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at Akash's game.
Yeah, because there's a little bit of Sandeepan in this game also. There's actually, yeah. So this is also kind of, Sandeepan was playing maybe a lot of hour back system, the opening that was playing.
So this is
So
Sandeepan Vishnu is white and his opponent is G Akash. If I'm not mistaken, Akash's current live rating is 2499.9 and he already
yeah,
has 4
I
GM
think
nodes.
he's a very strong guy.
Yeah, so he's I think the 66
Did
GM.
and went engineering in the middle and came back. And
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Bernard Schwartz says, greetings from Namibia. I love India chess content and people. Thanks for your kindness. Wonderful, Bernard. Thank you for following. Uh, E4, D6, Bishop E2, castles. And this is the Auerbach system. When you put your bishop on
yeah.
E2 and G5, it's Auerbach.
So yeah. So again, when you're so people are generally conditioned to play in a certain way. We are always repeating moves for something because that's kind of in a safety zone. And for some reason, I'm able to read that and I could guess till the 12th move here, and already it's kind of suspicious there for black.
Yeah.
And my opponent is he was playing some Slav or Queen's Gambit, but mostly he's a King's Indian guy. And yeah, so I was able to predict this one also. To that's kind of important if you can do it, and it's a skill only. You can just as you do. I mean, to get better at everything, you have to be bad at everything. I think. I mean, whatever you want to get better at, first be ready to be bad at it, and so
Another
I
another
slowly.
quote. Yeah, I should say that again. Vishnu.
Adiban is no no. Adiban is a guy for quotes, not
Yeah,
me.
but Adhiban reads quotes and then says them. You are the one who makes quotes.
Plagiarism.
You are the one who makes quotes. And Vishnu's quote is, in order to be good at something, you first have to be bad at it. What a deep thing to say, Vishnu. This is fantastic. I instantly can connect with this because I agree with you, but I could never put it in the words like this. So very nicely said. Uh,
Yeah.
Knight A6.
Yeah, knight a6, all well known. Knight f3. I'm transposing to some kind of classical system, but yeah, there was some equalizing way here, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, I remember. Um, I think it was maybe not.
My opponent has a tendency, one thing I can say about he has the tendency to avoid direct forced theoretical debates. Doesn't want to get too theoretical. Maybe that's why I was able to guess that he would do this. I think some h6 or some e5, not e5 probably. I think e5 is the way here, and
Or maybe first C5 here I thought was.
yeah, c5 was a Benoni style play, but I think mostly he was doing King's Indian stuff. He was not going to Benoni structures. He was going to King's Indian structures. C5 is theoretically the soundest move, probably. I mean, not soundest, but simplest.
Yeah.
I think there's some Nadic Gelfand game or something. And yeah, so here I played Castle, and also I was prepared. Yeah, so it's easy to guess Black's moves. It's easy to predict that we all stick to some plan or something that we already know only. I mean, usually, and yeah, that's what happened in the game also. Just like Nigel is, seeing that I can predict that Nigel is going to play some fundamental moves and stuff like that. This is also he played every move that is normal for a King's Indian player. Your opening idea is very good, if you are able to find a way to find an idea where the normal moves are bad, basically. Here, my opponent played all normal King's Indian moves, but ended up some troublesome push. So yeah,
Castles. E5.
yeah.
D5. Vishnu,
D4.
you can tell us at which moment we can ask the viewers to think a bit also.
Yeah.
Bishop E3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Bishop E3 is a moment. Knight G4 maybe here. So he could play with C5 and play for a slightly worse position. And okay, the knight on A6 could be a disadvantage because instead of C7, but it's normal King's Indian push. And yeah, I can't say too many bad things about it because I also play King's Indian. And so here he chose for more concrete way, but it's very tempting. Whatever he played was very tempting, but very bad for a paradoxical reason. Yeah, Knight G4, Bishop C1, F5. Now White's move, maybe you can think.
Yeah, let's think about White's move. Actually, I'm always so scared about this. I feel like what White did in the last few moves is like he went with his bishop to g5, then he came back to e3, and then he came back to c1. So actually, he wasted like three moves and gave black
Yeah.
everything. Like black is coming up on his like pushing the pawns. So what have you gained? It's time to actually decide here. It's white to move. How do you continue here? By the way,
Yeah, that's a very important point actually. I wasted three moves by moving this bishop, but basically I want to create something. I mean, whether the moves that he played are useful or not, that is a debate right now. And let's. I think in this game it worked out for me.
yeah, yeah. Uh, so while you think what white's going to play here, let's think what white should do. By the way, Surya is saying have some decency, guys. I think it's basic quality of any human being to be sensible. What are you doing is showing utter disrespect. Well, in general, there's a game that's going to start in the other channel, and people are very excited about it. But I believe that there are a lot of people here who are quietly thinking about the move that white should be playing. And so guys, please write the move that white should play here, and that would be great fun to see here. Yeah, Siddharth Arwade, great learnings today, not only chess but life also. Well, that's what happens when you have Vishnu on stream. Che- chess is chess is of course important, but also you learn a lot about life. See, Vishnu, I earlier used to think I'm just trying to tell you things. Here viewers are also learning about life.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
So
Whatever you want to learn.
Prasad
Yeah.
Nidum Kala says knight h4. Prasad, but your knight is hanging for free. Come on. Even I can refute that move. So you should say moves which are complicated for me, and Vishnu has to refute them. Uh, Anish Godse says 91. 91. Then we have Vandana Bharadia. Actually, it's Yash Bharadia, who is a very strong youngster, Commonwealth under 12 champion, I think. He says h3 followed by knight h4 is his idea.
That's pretty interesting actually.
Ilam Parthi says rook b1. Ilam Parthi is not interested on the king side. He's going rook b1 here.
Yeah, rook b won't be a normal response to, and maybe knight c5 black would play, and maybe c5. I'm not sure.
Or c5.
Yeah, knight c5 makes sense because uh, if it takes on f5, I play bishop f5, and I'm maybe getting an useful tempo.
Yeah. And
But
hits the
it's
rook.
just an interesting position. Maybe I don't think even that tempo would not matter much probably. But yeah, my move is interesting because mainly because of how unusual it is, and my opponent did not see it coming at all. So
You know, the only
that is the
guy
value of a good idea.
who can guess your moves in this stream is Suyog Wag. He guessed rook e1 and he also guesses g3. By the way, rook b1
Yeah.
was suggested by Ilam Parthi, Anish Adiga, Fani Verma. A lot of people said rook b1, Pranav Jujare.
They want to go b4, yeah. But yeah, it's a logical King's Indian plan. With a pawn on c5, that's quite normal. But I don't know if there's a refutation to this move. It's just a position. Maybe rook b1, I will go knight f6 here.
Could go back
And
also. Yep.
yeah.
So Vishnu played the move g3, and Vishnu, for me, it seems like this move creates some light square weaknesses in the position. What's the idea behind it?
Basically, Prasad, I think it was Prasad. I mean, who mentioned that knight h4 was the idea. Just I don't want to give up my knight or when I play that.
No free knight.
I'd rather, yeah, I would rather play it with my knight. So that's basically it. I mean, it's very, I mean, this is a concept actually. This is not just a, I think Sandeepan played this exact position, maybe, I'm not sure, but I've seen this in a few classical Kings Indians now. Just you suddenly play on the king's side. I mean, when I was young and I played Kings Indian, White never played on the king's side, but yeah, now everything is possible.
By the way,
So I want to go knight h4. This is a fragile pawn structure, and I want to go knight h4. That's
you know, this is such a nice idea. It's like allowing three moves, like you get your bishop back, and then you play even a small move like g3 with knight h4 idea. And do you think white can survive such slow play in this position?
Yeah, definitely. Because an attack is, there's another rule in chess you can see, or something like that. Fundamental principle of chess that only when you're strategically worse, your opponent's attack will be successful.
Okay.
And once if you have strategy on your side, you will always have a resource also. I mean, you can have an attack. I'm not saying you have an attack, but you should have a resource. Fundamental, there's a fundamental principle that you should have a resource also, even if he has an attack. So even there are a lot of weakness. I mean, but there's knight on six. I don't think his pieces are coming to my king very quick.
So
And you'll see in the game, it was, yeah, yeah,
when
tell
you
me.
say about fundamentally sound position, what do you mean? Like basically your pieces well centralized, center control, so on?
Yeah, pieces well centralized, centralized, and yeah, just to have space in this position, which counts a lot in chess. I think space is pretty important, and yeah, my pieces are active. My pieces are on his back, but they're not any worse than his pieces actually. He's only his knight is on g4, and also something we were going to do DVD on, right? I mean, harmony. It's that basically you see that none of his pieces are doing all his pieces are doing different things. None of his pieces are doing the same things. So that's kind of gives me some confidence that I'll be able to survive this.
Yeah, yeah. So g3 was played, and he went f into e4. By the way,
Yeah.
RK has asked, I have not much idea about King's Indian, but isn't knight a6 misplaced? Shouldn't it help in the kingside attack?
Yeah, ideally it should, but it's not always easy to get it there. And you kind of make do. It takes a long route here sometimes. Push the pawn to c5 and knight c7, e8, f6.
Oops, sorry.
But when the center is closed, that is. But yeah, this is kind of a different game with an open center.
Okay.
When the center is closed, you can do all these long maneuvers and stuff. So yeah, he's right in that. But sometimes the knight on a6 slows down white's queenside play also. So everything has its pluses and benefits.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I really like this move g3 that you played. He took on e4. He could not do something like f4. I'm always a little bit scared of such a move, f4, trying to close down the attack.
Yeah, f4 probably I can play even. Yeah, knight h4. I'm winning a pawn, right?
Ah, knight h4 doesn't work. Yeah.
Maybe he has queen g5, but there are some queen g5 dc6. I don't know. I'm taking d6 and also I had probably had an advantage that Sandeepan had played it, so it cannot be. I should be okay.
You are still in your preparation here, yeah?
Yeah, g3 was my
Wow,
preparation.
wow. Okay. So fe, knight h4, yeah.
Yeah.
And g4 is
My
an.
opponent had missed something very simple actually. I think some knight f2 he missed. Rook f2, queen b6, knight e4. Something very simple he had missed. That's why he went.
Ah, you mean here he missed something?
Yeah, rook f2, queen b6. He thought he was calculating a lot about some queen f1 or something,
okay.
but there was just knight e4, and he told me after that he missed something very simple. But yeah, even otherwise it's just bad. I think knight f6, knight g6. Now I was on my own only, but yeah, my next move is interesting.
Okay, we should ask the viewers.
Try to. Yeah.
Fantastic. Vishnu's interesting moves are just impossible to guess on this stream.
Maybe they're interesting for me. Yeah.
It's like these moves. If you were to ask me the moves like rook e1, g3, I think I would have had to think really hard and maybe not gotten them. So this one again, I am sure only one viewer is going to get this. But I also want Leon and Surya both to guess this and try to find. Let's see if they also can find this, and then Vishnu will explain why he played this move. Yes, guys, and do like the stream, and also make sure that you subscribe to Vishnu's channel. Okay, please make sure you do that. I'm going to put the link in the description here. in the chat, so please do that. And also, Funny Verma has sent a sorry, Murli Funny has sent a super chat saying, "Missed the morning stream. Now subscribe to GM Vishnu's channel. Thank you for introducing these gems to us." Well, thank you, Murli Funny, for your
Yeah.
super chat.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so we have moves which are coming in are, oh my god, Lalitya Adityan, our first one who said is got the right, but I'm not going to shout it out right now. E3, sorry, F3, Bishop H5, King G2, F4, I don't know, Bishop H5, F4. Yeah, these are the main moves which are being said.
Yeah, it's always have to nice to have it. I mean, that's important. I think to have a way to think that the other guy can't see, and
Yeah, it's not easy, but
kind
yeah,
of
like you
yeah,
have to make moves which are not so simple. How do you develop that? Making moves.
just by thinking for yourself only. If you any problem you solve, it will be original only fundamentally because you're asking somebody else to solve the problem, and that somebody else is telling that way to solve the problem to many people, right? So we are all looking for the same way to solve the problem. But if you solve some problem yourself, there is no way it can be. Yeah, it will be original only because there's nobody like you, right?
Yeah, true, true. Uh, by the way, Ilam Parthi has also found it, but I think once I said Lalit Adityanar found the move, everyone saw his move and then started writing. But King H1 is the move, and Vishnu, you have to explain it to us. Why is this a good move?
I won't say good move or bad move, but yeah, it's an interesting. I'm just one of my ideas is actually not to play on the queen side, but to play on the king side with g4, rook g1, and g5, and so on. And actually, maybe not even to attack, even to fight the center, fight in the center for the g4 square,
Huh.
and also to attack, hopefully. But attacks are far away. My main aim would be to initially fight for the center. And as you see in the game, my opponent was not. He didn't see it coming. Actually, he was looking for something else. He thought he didn't get it also, and he helped me with this. Actually,
Amazing. Actually, it reminds me of this famous game of Fisher against who was it?
yeah. King h8, king h1, rook g1,
Yeah, yeah,
g4,
yeah.
rook g3. Hedgehog.
Anderson, maybe
Not sure.
Fisher Anderson.
Not sure. I don't. I have bad memory for.
Yeah. It was this hedgehog-like structure from white, and Fisher plays King H1, Rook G1, and G4,
Yeah.
G5. Yeah. So Bishop H3. I think it this allows you to even get it with more power. Yeah. This entire idea.
Yeah. I'm basically getting two moves.
At H4, he goes back and now push. And there's no way in which he can take advantage of this, and you were able to. He did take here,
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
but it doesn't matter. Wow, what a nice play. What a nice play. G6 is a threat now. King H8, Rook G4, take on F2, GH, Bishop F6, DC.
Yeah. I didn't even want to take the knight on a6
Ah,
after d6,
here you
d6.
can take the knight, but maybe he has some counterplay, yeah, like Rook G8.
Yeah, just d5 or rook g8.
Yeah. So
That knight wasn't very useful
this pawn is
in the
more
game. I think.
useful than this knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. Bishop E3. Wow. So if you take on E3, F6 is hanging.
And popular. Yeah. So I just found simple ways. I mean, look at my opponent. He's very tricky, nice guy. I mean, he's a strong player, so he's constantly giving me some tricks to follow for.
Yeah, here his idea was if bishop here, then E3. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
very tricky player. Rook F1, knight B4, bishop D4 takes, and
yeah. Now this is winning.
yeah, that's what GMs do. That's what strong players do. They are able to wrap up things nicely, and I think Vishnu managed to do that here very well. And yeah, rook up, and he won the game.
Yeah.
Very nice game, Vishnu. Vishnu, I am learning so much from this stream. Like it's amazing what you are showing. Let's look at one more game before we call it a day.
Yeah.
Which one would you choose?
Stefansson.
Hans Stefansson. Okay. So this is Vishnu's game with white pieces against Hans Stefansson, a very strong Icelandic GM, I think. And
Yeah.
oops,
think,
sorry,
yeah.
ice. And he has a rating of 2573. Vishnu is white in this position. And he won this in 24 moves by opening preparation. So, guys, kind of get ready. This will be one of the final questions that Vishnu will pose to you in the game, like at some point. So, be ready to solve it. Funny Verma says, thanks for wonderful and great opening ideas. I remember in one of Sagar Shah's endgame session, Vishnu identified BD2 crucial move.
Yeah, Capablanca's.
Capablanca's endgame against this famous endgame where Capablanca's opponent resigned, and actually it was a draw. So yeah, only okay. So let's look at this one. Vishnu is white, and now Vishnu. This is the thing about good players; they can serve with both hands. D4, E4, both of them. So E4.
Yeah. Now it's too much. I mean, you cannot even imagine. You don't have to play it, but at least you should know it. I think if there's something in chess, it makes sense to know it. Doesn't matter whether you use it or not, but there's always a cross pollination of ideas. From you learn something somewhere and use it somewhere, but it's unimaginable that you will not study E4 or you will not study D4. It's just crazy, I think, to even have such ideas.
Guys, please listen to Vishnu. What he's saying, yeah. Many people think it's crazy to prepare all sort, like look at all E4 D4, while Vishnu says it's crazy to just focus on one thing. So you should be looking at many different things, because ideas in one opening can be used in another opening, and it will be very useful to you as a chess player. But Vishnu, many people complain.
This is a game with used when I was using back then. I was using computer, so I had engine on. So that is, I'm just answering Bayu in the chat. Bayu is here to roast me, not ask me any useful questions. I'm sure about that.
So Abhijit Gupta is here, and Abhijit Gupta, as we all know, Mr. Commonwealth, 5-time Commonwealth champion, amazing chess player, great guy. And Vishnu and he worked quite a lot together. Yeah. And so Abhijit Gupta knows all of Vishnu's secrets. And here he says, crushing opening preparation without engines. How do you do that, Vishnu? And Vishnu is like, okay, this was the time I used engines. But this was 2015.
I had to.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay. So E4. E5.
Yeah, some kind of, I think this opening was predictable, but what I played, not sure it was popular or not. Don't remember. It was too long ago. 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still interesting actually.
Bishop. So it's a Roy Lopez, castles.
Yeah,
archangels.
Archangel or Moder. Yeah, Moder probably.
Bishops.
Knight C3. Yeah. He wants to do the B5, but yeah, I'm just transposing to a normal archangel.
By the way, usually in such positions, they don't put their knight on C3, right? They go like something like C3, then with the idea of D5.
Yeah, C3 is the most popular still. C3, B5, and then Bishop B3 or Bishop C2. Both are very crucial moves. In this move order, I would say Bishop C2 is more relevant. I mean, if you want to refute the move order, Bishop C2 is a move. Then D5, and there's a ton of theory there. And yeah.
So in a way, Knight C3 is kind of fighting against all these lot of theoretical lines, but I think it's also popular, right?
Yeah, it's not completely unpopular also. There is some theory there. And also I'm preparing I have the same line for both these move orders.
You mean
So
if he goes like b5,
yeah,
bishop b3, bishop c5, you can still play knight
yeah,
c3, and if he goes
yeah,
bishop c5, knight c3, b5, you can still reach the same position. Okay,
yeah,
d6.
yeah. Knight d5. Yeah, another interesting portion actually. And
Abhijit says you should check out Vishnu versus Gupta Hooker wins 2015.
that has been analyzed in a chess India article. And that was just a draw. We will. Yeah,
Okay, we will have a look at.
that was also a very accurate
And it
game.
was a draw. It was a draw, yeah. But I think engine prep.
Yeah,
So, Vishnu has not reached this thinking of not using engines by just feeling that. He actually went on the other side and saw that the life is not so great there, and then he came to this side. So, that's even more valuable, I would say.
yeah. I don't know if engines. There's no evidence for such things. I think. I mean, everybody is using engines, so you can't really say it's good or bad for you. But I think there is an area of exploration on the other side. I'm just curious about the game, and I think yeah, and psychology and stuff like that. And so looking for some solutions there,
Okay.
you can say.
Bishop g4, and I'm already starting to feel a bit uncomfortable because now this is a pin, and also knight d4 is coming in, knight into e4 is coming. So
Yeah.
many threats here.
But also it makes my job simple because all these moves are coming in. I have to play the move that stops knight
Yeah,
d4, right?
c3.
So c3. And I think this is what my opponent did was already a mistake. And yeah, I don't think what he did was very good.
So
But you can ask the viewers what they want.
now white to move. Try to look at a couple of moves into the position. How should white continue here? And also, guys, thank you, Nikhil, for putting in the links in the description of Vishnu's channel. We've reached 465 subscribers. As promised, we have
Yeah.
to reach 500. Yeah, that's the aim by the time this stream ends. So let's please do that. Do that. Soham Shirode says, why should you not use engines for opening preparation?
These are, I mean, you can use them. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand the position in your own way. You cannot understand you don't really understand chess players don't understand chess just based on moves. There is a concept to every opening and there's a logic to every opening, and only if you think about it with your own head, you can understand what that logic or. And also you can see when you see human games, you can also see human interaction on how they're solving these things. I'm not advising, or I mean, I'm not saying unless I can meet you every day and explain to you why you shouldn't use them. But I wouldn't say use or don't use. But there is maybe I'll put up in a video. I mean, I can say one thing is that engines are not very good at creating problems. They're very good at solving problems, but they're not very good at creating problems. And that is so when you prepare with white, it always feels like your black is equalizing all the time. And when you're preparing, but on the board, we don't know. I mean, when you go to the board and look at the position, I mean, why am I not finding a single move here? Everything looks so difficult. And that's the problem. I mean, you don't, it helps think. I mean, you're supposed to think, I think. That's a very important part of chess. I won't say never turn on.
Nice one by Vishnu. He says thinking is a very, very important part of chess. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at when you're preparing openings, at some point, turn off the engine and look at the position yourself and try to see if you understand it and try to get to the logic of it. I don't think I mean, Gukesh only doesn't use engines. I think most of them use engines, but not, I mean, they don't have the same respect for engines as others, I think.
Yeah. True.
There are some things the engine doesn't do, but I mean, Leela is doing some things. I'm not sure what, but even when I can show it later, but it's a concept. I mean, creating a problem, the problem for an engine and problem for a human are completely different. And when you give it a potion, it will keep saying 0.00, but it could be a very serious human problem. For a chess player, it could be very hard to find a move there, but for an engine, not at all. So such things, if you're able to understand and use it, just like any other tool, it's a useful tool. But yeah,
I
my logics are
I
different, so
think
and it's quite
guys like Anand and those who were from that era, even Surya, Ganguly, and them, they have had a good thing because they were playing in a period where there were very few. I mean, the engines were very weak, so they have developed their own thinking, and then they also got the
yeah,
engine. So I think that's a perfect synthesis, sort of.
yeah, it doesn't matter actually, but in the sense that most of these guys are also using engines. I
Yeah.
mean, Nihal Saran, I don't think he's ever solves a potion. He's just turn on the engine. But your head is very different from their head. I mean, you need personal advice, but if you're having trouble understanding a potion, I think whatever, what they're all thinking also. They're not solving, but whenever they're always thinking when they don't understand something. Even when I mean, I had some conversations with Srinath and Nihal when they're there, but when you show something that Nihal doesn't understand, he immediately tries to understand. He immediately starts thinking. His brain starts working, and it's just a tool, man. It's just a tool. It's neither it's just a tool to use. Just like you're seeing a game, you can use the engine, but you have to understand how it works.
Right.
It.
Okay, Vishnu, thanks for trying to make us understand this very difficult concept. And
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to. And it's probably a losing battle also, and also this is I haven't found any solution to make it work and anything like that. It's just a area I'm exploring, and Gukesh is doing a very good job at it.
yeah, let's see how long he can continue without using it. Already 2560. By the
Yeah.
way, Surya says slightly off the topic. The other day I saw this video of Vishnu and loved it. After the live is over, viewers can check this out. Yes, and he's put in the link. It's about calculation, I believe, or sorry, what is it? He's put in a link.
Yeah, just
How chess players
I
find
think
ideas.
yeah. That's one video I
That's
made, and
that's a video by Vishnu.
it's a small series, and I've just put on the first video. I'll put up more. Just how we create ideas. Every day, every time you're at the board, you have to come up with you're left with your mind, right? So and you have to come up with something there.
Yeah.
So I'm just explaining some things, how I find ideas and how I found other people find ideas.
Okay. Okay. By the way, Abhijit Gupta says human beings are there to create problems.
Exactly, that's pretty true actually. And
I
the problems are
I
probably
believe he was trying to say it in the non-chess terms, but that's,
yeah, that's also true.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we have created the engine, and now I mean, people are not just. I don't think the chess players are happy about that, but I'm sure the programmers are happy, and it should exist. It does exist. There's no denying that. But people are so unhappy that they have to analyze and remember so many
Yeah.
things. So we have created the problem, and we'll solve it somehow.
Soumyajit Das asks, does using engines to train theoretical endgames is a bad idea or is it okay?
Yeah, that's an interesting point actually. I've tried that actually. If you're on the advantage, if you put the engine on the advantages side, it never tries to win. So if you put a engine on advantage side, I mean, I tried this with Komodo, something you can look up, and I put some Fisher Gligoric endgame, and I put it on the advantage side. I want to defend, right? I'm a pawn down in a theoretically drawn endgame, so I want to defend accurately. So this is my aim with the engine, but it just keeps repeating moves after some point, and and it doesn't pose problems. That's one of the things I found could be something that can be looked into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but yeah, theoretical game games, maybe you can be on the better side and try to beat the computer. That would be useful, I think. I think it defends very well. Chess is fundamentally resourceful only. I mean, it's very equal, and you need to make many mistakes to win. Your opponent needs to make many mistakes to win again. You cannot win with brute force in chess. You cannot win without your opponent's cooperation. So, how to induce mistakes is a very important skill.
Right.
Or
And for that, you have to think. RK, who's just sent a
Yeah.
super chat, thank you so much. RK says, thanks for the session. Thanks, Sagar, for bringing one more great GM. I feel uncomfortable facing the same opening which I play. How to overcome that? So, I guess what he says is that if he plays the King's Indian, if he has to face King's Indian as white, he feels very uncomfortable. How to overcome that?
Find a system that is being played by top players that is comfortable for you. Instead of if you're worried about some theoretical debate every game, you can find a system. Kings Indian is a very closed op. It means you have not found the system uh, which you like basically. I mean, you're playing a system which you find is theoretically good or whatever, and but moves are not flowing for you. I think it's more important that the moves should come naturally and easily to you rather than it be the most critical line or most critical line or most testing line. Rather than that, it should be something which you will be able to play easily. And
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you so much, Vishnu, for this. By the way, coming back to
yeah,
this position, uh, few of the people have mentioned d4 as the move, and few of them have mentioned d3 also. Does
yeah,
d3 make any sense here?
too slow, I think, and it's kind of an emergency situation. I'm not sure. It doesn't make. It's not complete nonsense. Also, knight f6, maybe bishop
Yeah, that's
g5,
what they wanted to do.
but bishop e6 I would go. Not sure. Bishop e6, yeah, and it's like you're not punishing him enough for his mistakes. The knight is see. There's a tactical element there. When the knight is on e4, there's a tactical element of pin. But once it go to f6, it's kind of better placed on f6 actually.
Uh, Leon
And
is suggesting knight f6, queen f6, bishop d5. I guess you have to go bd7 perhaps, and then d4.
yeah, d4, bishop b6.
And I guess he wants to take here perhaps. I mean, this was till d4 he had written, but this works, yeah?
d4, d5,
d5 and now knight e5, does that work?
okay, it's an interesting way to play, but
Or maybe when he takes on f6, you can take with the pawn here, or is it too
yeah,
silly?
I would consider that actually. I can use rook g8 to go after his king. And there's some Adhiban rook g2 game, right?
Yeah, yeah. A very famous game, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Gf6 would be a very natural move also.
so take and perhaps gf6 and then d4, and you can stand steady perhaps like this. And
Yeah.
interesting position, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so in the game d4, bishop a7.
Yeah, bishop.
First of all, taking this makes no sense, yeah, because of rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1 I would go ahead. I think he's just losing the piece, probably. F5 is h3 and g4, I think. Why not, right?
Yeah, yeah. Suddenly your voice
Does he
is
have?
so clear, so beautiful. You got the mic close, yeah. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I think I just lost track.
Maybe you can keep it for the last part of this stream. Your voice can be heard
Yeah, yeah, I'll
very
hold it like that.
nicely.
I'll hold it
Okay.
like that.
So bishop a7.
Yeah, he just keeps retreating now. That's a good sign when you have the initiative. And rook e1. Yeah. Knight f6. Maybe further in the game they can guess the move. Or you want to give it
Here.
right now? No, further in
Okay.
the game.
h3
Yeah.
takes bishop d7. And now taking on e5
Yeah.
is natural, yeah.
Yeah, natural. And but I had to see what he's going to do after what I'm going to do after castle. But yeah, let's see what Guess the move for
Yeah,
white,
white
please.
to move here.
White
White
cannon.
to move here. What do you play? Is there an audio lag? Please let us know. I don't think there is, but just in case, I'm going to just put it back again. And Vishnu, can you say something?
Yeah. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, should
Is
be
it okay?
good.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, white to move. What do you play here?
Um, yeah. White to move, guys.
Everyone in the chat in between got really excited because Vishnu, every morning I have these training sessions with the comedians, and one of them, Vaibhav, he was
Yeah. Yeah.
playing on the other stream and he lost, and everyone was like, he lost. And yeah, but I mean, I'm not a great trainer, it seems like. Everyone came and well, it happens, people
Yeah.
lose
Definitely.
games all the time. uh
That is inevitable. Uh, yeah, I've seen some of those streams before.
uh-huh.
What episode are you on?
40th, today was 40th, and the funny
Okay.
thing is no one woke up today, so then I was alone, and now I think most of the streams are going to be that, but I still continued, and it was nice. I actually spoke about this book today, if you can see it. It's called How Life Imitates Chess.
Yeah, yeah, it's a wonderful book.
Beautiful book.
I used to have that as an audiobook for a long time, and I used to listen to it during tournaments.
Ah, fantastic. Okay, so we have a few of the people suggesting the move bishop f7 here. A few of them are suggesting bishop g5, and a few of them are suggesting knight g5.
Yeah, Bishop G5 is a very decent, I think. Probably also good, also interesting. Knight G5 was what I played in the game, but I don't understand Bishop F7. Maybe Rook F7, E6, you're just getting what you give.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because you're already a pawn down, and oh no, you're not a pawn down, but
Yeah, we
it's
are
not.
hoping for more than that.
Yeah, it's nothing special. So knight g5,
Yeah,
and opponent played h6, and now how do you continue? Yeah, let's ask a few more questions here. White to move.
people are very upset about Vaibhav losing.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think he's upset, so we should not be upset. We should focus here. So what should white do here? ED, CD, bishop e3, and win the game in 50 moves. That's what Abhijit says. What is that? Which position?
I'm not sure. He doesn't want to play Knight G5 thing. Wow, that's so opposite. Why are you attacking? ED, CD, Bishop E3, clearly winning position. For castle, D like castle,
Ah,
ED, CD, Bishop E3, isolated Queen makes. Yeah,
yeah, makes sense. Yeah, just
yeah,
just play calm chess. But I think if Abhijit was in this position, he would go knight g5.
probably.
Okay, so knight f7 is suggested, but Ilam Parthi says queen h5. Also, John Wong says queen h5. Uh, Knight f7, and then what do you think? Knight f7, c6 is hanging, says Prasad. But
Maybe that's good. Am I missing something? There could be some F2 hanging, so maybe I was concerned about that. Not sure what to take with.
maybe bishop e6 now. No, bishop. Yeah, bishop e6. But then
But it's
rook.
just bad, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Knight F7 is a more. I think there's more than one. The portion is already good. Knight F7. Can I take on F2 directly? Is that a move? That's what I'm thinking.
After knight f7, bishop f2.
Yeah.
But still king h1, no?
But yeah, just D5. I don't know.
No, d8 is
Yeah,
hanging.
still.
No?
Rook f7, e6. Yeah, maybe it's good. It's good.
Maybe it's playable.
Yeah.
Surya says Abhijit will be very happy to get this position. I won't complain either. Yeah, yeah, that was a simple way to play, but then you can't win in 24 moves, which Vishnu did in the game. So Vishnu went queen h5. He wants to attack f7. And Vishnu, he can't take here.
I just take and play bishop f6 next.
Man, you say it like too simple. But yeah, that's a
Yeah,
brilliant attack
it's
in a
all.
way.
Yeah. Bishop f6. So next queen g5, queen g6.
Maybe this and something like
Yeah,
that.
even start with the f6 first.
Start with takes.
There's no way to stop queen h6.
Yeah,
Bishop f5, queen h6. I think it's great.
yeah. So queen e8, knight f3 back,
Yeah,
queen e7.
there are some. Yeah, whatever it is, I'm taking on h6. I think.
So should we give this position a final one for the viewers to
Yeah,
solve?
yeah, sure.
White to move. White to move. What should white play here?
Calculation is.
They don't want to calculate.
Yeah.
That's the point. Okay, okay. So, guys, what is white's move here? Bishop g5 suggested by many. Bishop g5. Uh, did you consider bishop g5 here? Everyone says bishop g5.
H g5, knight g5, bishop f5. Not sure because okay, it's usually I see a move and if it works, I don't look for another one. So
Maybe this one? No?
rook f7, queen f5. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, should
Maybe
be.
knight f7, queen f7 or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm losing because there are too many. The e pawn is queening probably.
Yeah, e6, e7. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
goes on.
Otherwise, I'm okay, I think, but e pawn is queen.
Okay, but what Vishnu did here was take on h6, which is also very strong. I guess bishop g5 should also be possible.
Yeah, but I think that e5, e6, e7 is hanging. If that doesn't work, it doesn't work. So knight f7. Yeah.
Abhijit always comes with new ideas. He's saying just take the knight, bishop into c6. Yeah,
And bishop c6.
I don't know. Just take the knight. Maybe after bg5. I'm not.
But he
Okay.
doesn't have to take that. But he's just messing with us.
Bishop h6, d, bishop c6, and bg7. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Take.
So everything is.
Actually, when Vishnu attacks, these attacks are really nice. I mean, they are very free flowing, very nice attacks. And now getting the final piece, cutting the king off.
Yeah. Doing everything. Morphe style.
Morphe style, yeah. And if king g7, rook f7 or queen f7, I guess.
Queen f7 and rook h5.
Yeah, queen f7. Rook h5. Brilliant, brilliant. Vishnu, that was brilliant session. You spoke about opening preparation, but we learned so much more than just openings.
Yeah.
We learned about middle game. We learned about end games. We learned about life. And
Not qualified.
not qualified. Yeah, well, no one is at that point.
Yeah.
But if there is someone, then it's you. But it was a pleasure having you on stream, guys. A final suggestion, final request to everyone to go and like Vishnu's stream, not because he needs more subscribers, but because you guys need Vishnu, you guys need to listen to him when he's talking about chess. And I
If you
have
don't like it, you can leave later. It's just a subscribe button.
yeah, you can always do that. And it's like, lays, it's like no one can just watch one of his videos. You have to come again and keep watching because he's so good. So I've put it in the description. Please follow it. Tomorrow is a very interesting day because we have not only Dr. Chess in the morning, and Dr. Chess is very funny because for Vishnu especially, because he has his wife who is a doctor and also a chess player, so she's actually a Dr. Chess.
She's more qualified.
I'm a fake Dr. Chess, according to Raghui. But I tell Raghui that she's a doctor, not a chess player, so she's also not Dr. Chess. Something
She's
on that.
Yeah.
And
I'll leave you guys to figure this out.
yeah,
Stay out of it.
we'll do that in the morning 8 a.m. and then in the afternoon, in the evening at 5 o'clock, we have Surya Ganguly who's going to come and who's going to talk about art of doing nothing in chess, which is going to be great fun. And Surya also is going to have a new guest on his show on Friday, and Surya's guests are like out of the world kind of people. First one was Vishy Anand. And Vishnu, any guesses on who's the second guest?
I can't guess because I already know the answer. Should
You
I just say it?
I don't know if it's a secret. Maybe Surya can reveal it tomorrow. Um,
Is it a secret, Surya?
I don't know if
Surya has all this high level. I'm happy that he hangs out with peasants. Like he comes to my stream also, but then he brings these guys to a stream, and I'm like, what is going on?
Surya says, I think me and Leon are his regular viewers. These two are
Leon is only coming to chess. He's never on my stream. He's saying it's a big deal. I come to your class. You want me to come to your stream more? That's what he's thinking, but I don't know if he's saying.
Oh, fantastic. I think you have reached 500. That's fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's not a secret, says Surya. Okay, then you can reveal it. It's not a secret.
So it's the wonderful Levon Aronian, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Levon today made a Facebook post saying
You
that
should ask him about life, actually. That would, I think he would know a lot about that.
yeah, of course. And Levon today made a Facebook post saying, asking everyone how they are, and he's back. He's like, everyone should be aware of this fact that recently Levon lost his wife in a car accident, and that was a very heartbreaking
Shocking
turn
for
of
us also.
shocking and heartbreaking for all his fans. But Levon is a champion. He is always making comebacks in chess, and now he makes a comeback in life. And it will be wonderful to have him on the stream.
I'm hoping that Surya will ask some questions about Levon's music interest also.
Yeah.
Because I think he uses that to play chess also. I mean, I think he thinks they're related, and maybe he'll ask that.
Yes, definitely. So, few good things. Are Levon Aronian coming on Surya stream, Surya coming on Chess India tomorrow, Vishnu reaching 500 subscribers, a lot of things to celebrate about. So, great fun happening. And guys, you learned a lot today from Vishnu as well. Vishnu, I hope we can have you on Chess India more often, because
I'd like to come. And this 500 is, I was at 107 today morning, and I was just building it slowly, nothing, no rush. And Surya was like, why are you talking to yourself? So I decided to.
Vishnu is like, you spoiled my plan. I was going at the pace of 3 subscribers a day. And now suddenly
No, I just have the Chess India family, so it's good. Chess India.
yeah, I mean, there will be a lot of people who anyway want to hear you and didn't know about that you had a channel, and now they will come there and learn from you. Great, guys, thanks for doing this. And remember, we should reach 1000 for him by the time more people watch this. And also do like this stream, Surya says absolutely about his music, art, movies, everything is going to talk about that.
Yeah, great, great.
Uh, Levon Eronian once said he read 200 chess books below 15 years in Tanya Sajdev interview. Okay, okay, that would be again very
Okay.
interesting to listen. Leon says one video had 7 views for the last 10 days.
That is normal for any YouTube channel. These kids are only roasting me the most. Yeah.
Okay, no, now no longer. I think Vishnu has calculation part 2 tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So
Yeah.
guys, the
Yeah.
plan can be watch Dr. Chess 8 to 10, then go to Vishnu stream at 10 a.m. and then learn from there, and I guess come to Surya's show at 5 p.m.
I'll be there as well.
and we
I'll
will
follow.
have a great time. Thanks Vishnu once again. See you.
Thanks, Sagar. See you.
Bye.